Hi and welcome to Stealth Security. In today's video, we are going to look at Metasploit. Metasploit is a powerful penetration testing framework. You can use it for everything from scanning to exploitation and even post-exploitation. You can install scripts or backdoors to a breached system so that you can access it whenever you want. So Metasploit is a complete framework. It has a lot of options and a lot of pre-built exploits and payloads, a lot of things that you can use. So let's start Metasploit. So MSF console is the command to start Metasploit. If you are on Kali, Metasploit will be pre-installed. If you don't have Kali, find a way to get Kali. It's very easy. You simply have to install VirtualBox or VMware and you can find a Kali image that you can start working with. Let's give it a second to get started. Great, Metasploit has started. As you can see, it has 2,460 exploits, 1266 auxiliaries. So an auxiliary is a helper module. For example, there are modules for scanning, there are modules for brute forcing. These are helper modules. These are used for a specific purpose other than exploitation. And when it comes to exploits, these are the actual scripts that are used to take advantage of a vulnerability. For example, if the server has an outdated piece of software and if there is an exploit for it, it's highly probable that Metasploit will already have that. We can simply use that exploit and run that script and you can take advantage of the vulnerability and get into a system. Payloads are scripts which are injected after you execute an exploit. Because you need to get into the system and do certain operations. For example, you can install a keylogger to track the keystrokes in that system. That's what payload is used for. So let's start with the help command. So this will give you like a quick tutorial on how to use Metasploit. When you're stuck, we can use the help command to see how to use the basic commands in Metasploit. Great. So now let's search for some auxiliaries. Using the search command, you can try and find the exploits, payloads, or auxiliaries. So let's quickly search if there is a scanner. We can see that it has returned a lot of auxiliaries with the word scanner in it. So if we want to use one of these modules, we can use the use command. So let me use a scanner which is quite popular, which is auxiliary scanner port scan TCP. So this auxiliary will help us scan for open TCP ports on a server. The better option is obviously Nmap, but I'm just helping you understand that there is an option to use Metasploit itself to do port scans. Now let's look at the options. So options will tell you what are the options that you can set for this module. You can see that there is concurrency, delay, jitter. You don't have to worry about all that. In most cases, the only thing that you have to worry about is our hosts, which is the remote hosts. What is the IP address of the server that we are targeting? So we need a IP address. So let's go and find Nmap's IP address. So there is a URL called scanme.nmap.org. We have permission to scan the server. So what we have to do now is go and find the IP of this subdomain. So I'll use the ping command. And here we go. We got the IP, which is 45.33.32.156. So let me set our hosts. Let me copy this. I've set our hosts. Now let's look at the options. There you go. Our host is set to 45.33.32.156. Now we can run this, or if you want to be cool, you can say exploit. And it will start scanning. You can see that it has already found port 22, which is open, and port 80 is open. You get the idea, right? We don't have to wait for this to finish running. So this is how we use a module in Metasploit. Let's search for exploits. We'll say there is a famous vulnerability called Eternal Blue. Let's see if Metasploit has anything related to Eternal Blue. Let's say search exploit Eternal Blue. Yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of exploits. So MS17010, that's the name of Eternal Blue. So if you want to check first if a server is vulnerable for Eternal Blue, we will also have a scanner for it. Let's search for auxiliary Eternal Blue. Yeah, there is a scanner. So what we have to do is use auxiliary scanner SMB MS17010. If we can look at the options. So this will go into port 445 and check if that server is vulnerable for Eternal Blue. But we have seen that the port 445 is not open in our server. So this will be relevant. But if you are doing pen testing of a real world server, once you discover port 445, it's always advisable to check if it's vulnerable for Eternal Blue. If it is, it's a very easy way to get into the system. Let's see the exploit for Eternal Blue. There you go. Yeah, there are multiple exploits. And there is an exploit that always works great. So it's remote code execution, which means you can actually get into the server and take control of the entire server. So I hope this gives you an idea of how Metasploit's auxiliaries and exploits work. So if you want to go back and out of this module that we have chosen, you simply type back. And if you want to exit from Metasploit, you can say exit. Great. So I hope you understand how Metasploit works. We'll be doing more in-depth videos on Metasploit. Actually, we'll be doing more videos which help you understand how to take advantage of various vulnerabilities and how to exploit them and how to install backdoors. So subscribe to this channel to get notified whenever we publish new videos. If you want to fast track your cybersecurity journey, you can check out Hackers Hub. It's a private community for ethical hackers. We already have 83 members and we have amazing mentors who are certified in OSCP, OSWA, and a lot of certifications. There are workshops and webinars every week. And there are also prizes for top contributors, including exam vouchers and subscriptions for Try Hack Me or Hack the Box. And there is a free trial. It's just $19 a month. So check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Cheers.